Hi, this is Angie here at Abundant Acres Homestead. Today, we're going to be planting garlic. If this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. Like I said, today we're going to be planting garlic. There's really not a whole lot to it. I would say the biggest thing is probably just making sure that you're planting it at the right time. Now, some people will tell you to plant garlic 6 weeks before your first frost. I usually tend to do it more like a couple weeks before frost. I've never really had an issue. Well, one time I did because it wasn't just regular frost, it was like a freeze, and I didn't have the bed all covered up yet, so that one got me. We live in Indiana, so we can get colder winters, and some people in the north prefer to grow the hardneck varieties because obviously they're hardier in the winter months. We've grown softneck before and we've never really had a problem or issue with it. I think mainly because one of the things that we do is we always make sure that we cover it up, but I think you should do that anyway. So anyways, let's just go ahead and get into the planting of the garlic. With garlic, I think garlic's just about like anything else. Everybody has their own way and their own favorite way of doing things. But I can tell you what I do here. Like I said, we do live in Indiana, so we do have colder winters. So I always want to make sure that I get it deep enough. I'm not really that worried about getting it in straight lines to be straight enough. But I want to make sure that I get it deep enough. So for our area, I want to make sure, they say to plant your garlic about 1 to 2 inches. Some people even go deeper. I think the colder it gets, the deeper you want to go, because you want to protect it. So for us, I usually go about 2 inches. You can plant it as close as like 3 inches apart, but I usually try to stay closer to like the 4 inches, just to give it a little wiggle room. If you know you're going to be planting your garlic, the best thing you can do is go out and water your bed and make sure that your bed is good and moist, and just because you kind of want the fluffy soil. The fluffy soil is going to be better for your garlic, so you want to plant your garlic point side up. Two inches down, good fluffy soil over top of it. I don't pack it in because I want to give it that room and the wiggle room for it to grow. And I just went to Walmart and I bought some organic garlic. It's just regular store-bought garlic. I will say, if you're going to buy store-bought garlic, make sure that you are getting garlic from the United States, because a lot of the store garlic is actually from China. And the problem with garlic imported from China is the fact that in order for them to import, they have to drill this out, and that is actually where the root system and where your roots are going to come out of. So you want to make sure that you get garlic that was grown here in the United States, organic preferably, because if it's not organic, it could have been sprayed with bleach, and the reason they do that is to keep it from sprouting. I actually probably should have planted this a couple weeks ago just to be on the safe side, but I think we'll be all right. Our first frost was set to hit, or, you know, it's never set, but it was a possibility for our first frost, October 11th. Well, October 11th is come and gone and no frosts. So, we are right before Halloween, and I think that will give us plenty of time to, I think that's plenty of time to get it in the ground. At least I hope so. Plus, October seems like the perfect time to plant garlic. I mean, that's when the vampires are gonna come around, right? I don't really know where they come up with the idea that garlic wards off vampires, but I do know that they have done some studies, and garlic actually does ward off. I shouldn't say ward off. It won't completely keep them, but it said that mosquitoes don't like huge amounts of garlic. So mosquitoes are about the closest thing I've ever come to when it comes to a vampire. And apparently the average American eats about 2 pounds of garlic. I would say that's the average American. Therefore, that must mean my family eats 20, because we go through a lot of garlic. Because garlic's kind of like bacon. It just makes everything taste better. And if you're not cooking with garlic, are you really cooking at all? So, some tips to growing garlic. Make sure you plant it in good soil. Obviously, you guys know we deal with clay soil here, so this is a bed that we've actually built up with compost. But a good, fluffy, even sandy soil is wonderful for garlic. Garlic does like nitrogen. So what I will do as soon as I get done with this bed is I will just be sprinkling some garlic over, I'll be sprinkling some nitrogen just over top of the whole bed right before I cover it up. And it is going to get cold. So I do what I like to call, I put my garlic to bed and I tuck it in really good, because it's pretty much going to go into hibernation, or what I call hibernation. So I know when I'm hibernating, I like to have a good, nice warm blanket cuddled up. So that is what my garlic will be getting. As soon as I get this bed done, I will be putting either a nice layer of mulch on it, which we have a little bit of mulch left. I'm not sure if it's going to be quite enough. But if not, I will definitely be putting leaves over top of it. A lot of people use straw, but it just seems like the straw in our area, we don't do very good with the straw because it is sprayed. So I don't like using the straw from our area, but a lot of people do use it. So if you are planting garlic in a cooler area, make sure you dig it down 2 inches. Point side goes up, and when you are done planting, give it a good dose. You know, don't kill it with it or whatever, but give it a good dose of nitrogen, and then put it to bed, because it's going to be sleeping till spring. In spring, you will start seeing them pop up, and we will be harvesting this garlic probably right around July. Tip when planting garlic: make sure that you don't use the same bed over and over again for garlic or onion. Just like anything else, you kind of want to rotate your crops around. So we had carrots in this bed, so we're good to go here. If we had had onions or something, I would probably have found a different bed for these to grow in. This garlic will probably be ready to harvest in July, which means I'm not going to be growing much else in this one until then, which is fine because we have some short crops that we can get in after we've already harvested this. But this is a good spot for it. I think it'll be good for the winter, and I'm gonna get a few more pieces in, and then I'm gonna put a blanket on, and we'll be back in July.